Hi, I'm Alex Lindahl, and this is my story. I had like a normal childhood or whatever, and like I was really young, but like when I was like 13, I had this boyfriend who was older than me. He was like 15, 16, and I hadn't been really like with him that long, but like after a while, like his parents didn't want him anymore, so they put him up for adoption, and then he got really depressed, and all the while, like when he was taken away, I was pretty messed up too. I was like, oh, this sucks. And then he ended up committing suicide, and that, like when I found that out, I just kind of like, I got really messed up. Like I didn't want to get out of bed. I was like, this is so lame, like what am I gonna do? And it was like the summertime, so like after a while I just kind of did whatever, try to get out of that depression mode. And then like I met this other kid, and I met this kid online, and he was 17, and like I texted him, like it was nothing like big or whatever, but my dad didn't like it. So my dad called him and he was like, you need to stop talking to my daughter. And that made me like, I was like, well, now who am I gonna talk to? Like I had friends, but I don't know. So then the memory of my boyfriend committing suicide got brought back up, and then I ended up like, I started cutting myself. I was just like, I was really messed up. Like I'd like cut myself, I'd get super mad and I'd be like, no, I'm gonna go cut myself. And then I've tried to commit suicide like 3-4 times, all failed obviously, but I was just fed up with life. Me and my mom went to the library one day, and like as I was getting back in the car because we were leaving, my mom was like, what's on your arm? I was like, oh, the dog scratched me. She was like, no, let me see your arm. And she looked at it and she freaked out. She was like, you're cutting yourself, what's wrong with you? Throughout this whole thing I believed in God, and like I'd even be like, I'd pray to him and be like, God, help me. But like it seemed like nothing was working, and like I'd been baptized, but I didn't know what it was. Like I didn't know what believing in God really was. So we moved back to Vegas, and my sister and my brother Mark still lived here, and they were like, hey Alex, go to this one church. It's like a really small church, like they had it in their houses and stuff. They had a trip, and my mom was like, you're going on it. So I ended up going on it, and while I was there, just God really touched me. Like they did so many things, and I just felt the love of God, and I was like, wow, I'm really not worth any of that depression stuff, because I know I'm like, people love me. I'm worth so much more than this. What am I doing to myself? So like, that's when I really first started believing in God, and like felt his love on my life. So then after the trip, I just kind of started going to church more. Like I was more involved. I stopped hanging out with the people I was hanging out with, started hanging out with church kids, and just got really involved. And then I started going to ICLV, and once I started going to ICLV, things just kind of took off, and my life's like completely changed. Like everything, like youth group, like my relationship with God is greater, because like I know he is there, I know he loves me, and I know that when I'm feeling like that, I have him to go to, and he will heal me, because he has healed me. If I had to give parents a word of encouragement, I'd have to say, just don't give up hope on your kid, because they may be cutting themselves suicidal. Just always reassure them that they're loved by you, and just be loving, be caring, tell them that you'll help them get through it, and show them that Jesus loves them, because that's the greatest love. I was hurting, but now I'm healed, and I was lost, but now I'm found. I'm Alex Lindahl, and that was my story.